I think school is really important. It's one of the most important things we do. We learn everything. Well, like 90% of everything that we know during the years that we're growing up, and most of that happens in school or daycare or in America in front of the television. Um, so I think that learning the basics like math and science, and, English, and a foreign language is always helpful. I think that is crucially important, but I don't think we're doing it the right way. I think that the teaching style that a lot of teachers practice and are trained in is it's not engaging at all. It's You don't really get a hands-on creative experience with it. I mean, with writing, you're writing whatever it is that you have in your head, so that's more on the creative side. But uh, pretty much all of school is just like you listen to the teacher and you write down how much of that you remember. Meh. It doesn't do it for me. I don't think it does it for a lot of people who go through school as well. The the classes that I thought were really engaging, where like you didn't have to tell me to do my homework. I would do the homework like even if I wasn't in school. I still do that kind of stuff. Um, those classes were art, design, architecture. I was really lucky that I went to a school that had a good art program. Um, we also had architecture, engineering, and industrial design, the three of which I was very interested in. I ended up doing industrial design because uh, it's less math than the other two. Even though I appreciate math, I respect it. My brain isn't very good at doing math, so I stuck with the design side. Um, More research, theoretical thinking of like a slight tangent on design. The field of industrial design right now kind of has two separate directions that where it's coming from and where it's going. Um, Traditional industrial design or product design is asking like, how should we build this product? Like, what should it look like? What should it feel like? How do people interact with it? Um, the newer side of industrial design is asking what products should we build. So it's looking at new technologies that are coming out and asking like, if we use this new technology in this way, how will that change like human interaction? How will that influence global culture? So that's what I do now, just as a little bit of context. Um, so in high school, studying art and design were very engaging. It was awesome. Um, some of the other classes were really cool too. Like I really liked drawing math notes. Geometry's really cool, but in physics, physics was fun if we were building a toothpick bridge. That was a group project. Everybody got their box of 500 toothpicks and a limited supply of glue, and we built bridges that spanned 4 inches by 2 inches, so 4 inches by 2 inches, and then we would go and get all the weights out of the weight room and stack them up on the bridges, see if it broke. That was an awesome project. We learned so much. Like everybody, everybody that didn't know the power of a triangle before that class saw it. They saw bridges that weren't built with triangles break, and then they saw bridges with triangles hold 120 some kilograms, which is pretty amazing for toothpicks. So that was the good side of physics. But I also remember my physics teacher, like a lot of physics is lecture, and a person just stands at the front of the room and talks about principles of physics, and then you take your notes and fill out your worksheets. I remember I drew abstract pictures in that class as notes. Like I would write down the equations because that's really important, but the rest of it where he's running through examples, I remember that better if I was drawing a picture. And my physics teacher really didn't appreciate that. I think that he was deeply offended by it. He would take away my drawings, and they were my notes, so that didn't help. But he would take them away and threaten to give me a detention or send me to the principal's office. And I tried to explain to him. I was like, "This is how I learn. This is how I take notes. This works for me." And he didn't have that kind of flexibility, which was, it was shocking. It was eye-opening, but it wasn't really conducive to learning the things we were supposed to be learning. It was more learning about how the school system is this, rigid culture of like not allowing creative, critical thinking. Um, yeah, so I think that school right now works for some people. A lot of the people that I know who have played that game of doing really well in school, studying, like knowing all of the notes and everything that you're supposed to know. Um, a lot of those people are kind of struggling, and the people who I know, who I went to school with, that did the more hands-on creative classes, the people who took the engineering classes and took the design and architecture and art. Those people are, some of them are in education right now. They're trying to rebuild the system so that it's actually fun. A lot of the people have really cool jobs, but some of my friends that played the game are struggling right now. And it's not easy.